I'd like to show you a way of changing colour mid-row when creating an overlay mosaic crochet project, and it's called the Intarsia method. To explain, it's using small bobbins of yarn just to change particular areas of the work. Let's look at my Nosey cows pattern. I wanted to change the colour of the nose, but I also didn't want the pink yarn to show in my very pale background. So the Intarsia method was perfect for this. So first we need to make some bobbins, and I just use ordinary box card. You can use whatever you like, shop bought stuff, but this is my cheap option. Simply cut rectangles, cut a small notch on each side. That is going to hold the ends of your yarn. The next thing we need to decide is where we want to colour change. I've already coloured my pattern here. I wanted to change the cow's nose, so this is the area I'm working on. But there's always that dilemma about how much yarn you need to wind onto the bobbin. But I've actually got a tool for this. It's on the CraftPixie website and it's called the Intarsia Bobbin Yarn Estimator. You can go on there and that will help you estimate how much yarn you need for your particular project. But let's have a look at it. You can see that it asks you for crochet hook size, the number of single crochets in your pattern block, and the number of double crochets. So let's have a look at the pattern, see if we can work out the figures to put in there. So I'm only going to change to pink where it says that I can use C as my alternate colour. So A is my background colour, B is my cow colour, and C is this alternate colour, pink. So I'm only going to count on rows 4, 6 and 8, and I'm going to count the number of single crochets, so that's the number of blank boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 14 single crochets. And counting the double crochets on that, none on that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 double crochets. So let's go back to the tool and enter those figures. I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. We've said we have got 14 single crochets and 12 double crochets. And the tool tells us we need 136 inches. So I've already cut the yarn ready. I've left around about 10 centimetres, or the tool leaves around 10 centimetres on each end for darning. So these notches here, you can see, they just hold the yarn. I just wind the yarn on. And then use the other notch to secure the other end in place. Now we're ready to crochet. Let's have a look at the sample with the pattern. So I've crocheted these 7 double crochets. I want to do a single crochet here, but I'm not going to finish by pulling through a cream colour. I want to colour change to pink. So I bring in my yarn, my bobbin yarn, leaving around a 10 centimetre tail. I pull through the pink yarn. Now I'm going to work 8 double crochets in pink, but I'm going to carry the cream yarn across, making sure I pick up the right end of the bobbin. Now you may need to loosen your yarn here. That's the final pink yarn, stitch. Instead of pulling through the pink, I'm going to pull through cream and continue on the rest of the row with the cream. I'm dropping the bobbin yarn, going to use the notch to secure the yarn. I'm going to continue on with the pattern. Now you will have noticed that the bobbin is on the wrong side to work the next pink row. So what you need to do is you need to draw the yarn back. Let's start the next row and I can show you what I mean. So I've reached the point where the pink yarn starts and I need to loosen the yarn a bit, give myself enough yarn to draw back. Don't forget to secure it into the notch. And then I'm going to pull this yarn back here. Actually, I'm going to put it underneath that. It's easier just to do it like that. And I'm going to do the single crochet along. Now when you reach the end, and you've got to the end of that particular row, the alternate row, you need to stretch the work out slightly to make sure this drawn across yarn is not too tight. Similarly, pull it up if you need to, if there are loops on the back. Should actually be nice and hidden. Then just carry on with the rest of the row. Just a little note on darning. I like to darn all the way along. I don't know, it makes me feel like it gives a nice even texture on the front. You can darn into wherever you like, as long as you can't see that tail on the front. Again, make sure it's not puckering up the front. I also like to go back the other way, just to make sure, and I do like to split the yarn in places just as an extra security. You'd do the same once you'd finished your complete pink pattern. You'd then darn this end in. I hope you found this video useful and interesting. Anything that I've mentioned I've put in the description below, so that's the link to the Intarsia tool and also the link to the Nosey pattern if you're interested. Thank you for watching.